Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching this recording and interview. Myself, I am Donna Christie, the founder of Neslib, which is Northeast Scotland Ladies and Lads in Business, a networking platform for self-employed, new starts, and people with small businesses to come together and hear from like-minded lads and ladies around the region and beyond, because we go virtual now as well. And today we're not just interviewing one of our members, we're also interviewing a new ambassador to Neslib, and her name is Gillian, and we're going to find out a lot about Gillian today. But first of all, I'll just give you a little bit of information and background, bear with me. So Gillian loves all things health and wellness, and she also loves to hill walk and work out. She settled back in Aberdeenshire with her husband Steve after living in Canada for 22 years, so well traveled as well. So Gillian, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, Donna. Thank you for having me.
Super, super. So we're just going to find out a little bit about you. And so have you always been involved in coaching and the wellness industry, or have you done other things?
I've been involved in wellness for many, many years. I really started looking at it maybe in my 30s. I'm 54 now, so probably in my 30s, I really started to focus in on health and well-being. At that time, you know, I turned vegetarian and did a lot of things. I was always into exercise. I have a 33-year-old son who still lives in Canada. You know, when he was about 2, I started getting into working out and hill walking and stuff. At that time, we still lived here in Scotland. So yeah, I've always been into that. Coaching, for probably since my 40s, I've always worked with a coach. I've always had a coach. So I just got to a point in my life where there was things that I needed to work through in my mind. Like, you know, physically I was very healthy, but then I realized I needed to do some work on my mindset as well. So yeah, I've always had a coach on and off, probably for the last 15 years or so. Yeah.
Good. So with that coaching, what sort of sector areas do you actually cover per se in the coaching wellness?
So when I stepped into coaching, when I started training just over 2 years ago, I really just focused on helping women going through that midlife transition. And at the time, I was going through a big transition for myself, and as I quit drinking. And I realized that there was really, if I was feeling like this, there was probably other women out there who were having the same issues as I was doing. I added some training to my life coaching training around sober coaching. And that's where I really find that's where my passion is. So, and once I stepped into that, things started to click. I've got a very strong belief that when you get clear on what you're passionate about and you start to live your life aligned with that, you know, things just come to you, things happen. And since I started doing that, things just, you know, kind of clicked into place.
Yeah. But
it's not the easiest thing to, I think I avoided it for a little period of time there because it's not sometimes the easiest thing for people to talk about. And, you know, you think there's going to be judgment or shame around that. There is a lot of shame around that. But I realized that those were the things that kept me from stopping drinking for so many years. So if I could get over those same feelings, those same emotions, and I could step into my role as a coach to help women to stop over drinking, then that was what I needed to do. That was the role that I needed to step into. Yeah. I
mean, we briefly talked before we came on, you know, and I can relate to things that you're saying, you know, over time, over my journey, you know, and yeah, the drinking definitely had some impacts, you know, not in the best way, but as you say, reaching out was always a difficult thing. You're like, well, yeah, then that's a sign of weakness. But then I now realize that it's actually not. When you actually are not in a good place, it's a good time to reach out to people like yourself, you know, and other coaches.
Quite
so
often people don't have anybody to talk to.
Exactly.
You know, their family members are not, you know, on the same wavelength as them or whatever. So quite often I'm the first person that they tell. And I know that
with coaching, it's the safe place, you know, and it's the triangle that, you know, we don't have that baggage.
Yes.
You know, we don't have that knowledge of stuff that families have. But so purpose, you know, passion, you know, and a niche, I think, you know, very similar to myself in my business. Once we know that thrives, you know, in us, and it becomes very strong. So yeah, doing that specific on this sober coaching is amazing. So if anybody is listening to this and you know, you want to reach out, then please do speak with Gillian. Sure. So we will pop in some details underneath here, or once this goes out on social media, you can pop in some links if you have a calendar, you know, for people to book a one-to-one. We'll do that later. So thank you very much. So how do you actually operate? Do you do one-to-ones? Do you do groups? What do you actually do?
I do one-on-one coaching right now. I've done groups in the past that have been general women's coaching groups. Right now I'm focused on one-on-one because I've developed a program that's specifically tailored to women who want to stop drinking. And when you get into, you know, the first few weeks of that, quite often, I would say more often than not, people don't want to be in a group. They want, you know, when they're going through an issue like that, they want the one-on-one contact, and they want it to be confidential. And, you know, people will reach out from further afield than, you know, a local area, because they don't want that risk of anybody else, you know, being in a group and recognizing them and things like that. And I get that. So right now I do one-on-one coaching, work with women from, you know, a month to 3 months, longer if that's possible, if that, you know, if that's something that they want.
Longevity helps, you know, the identifying the one-to-one, but then having that block of sessions definitely works.
Yes.
Collaboration and integration, you know, works very well. I can actually see a definite slot for you in my women's groups when we have certain topics. So I'd love you to come in as a speaker. Just to, you know, to the awareness, you know, because it might just be the right time that somebody hears the message. And that's always the case, I find, if you go to things and events. Talking about events, we have an amazing event coming up on the 11th of July. It's a Monday evening, 6 to 8 p.m. All going well, and if I can do my job properly, we're going on location in Aberdeenshire, and we're also going on a conference camp. Oh my goodness, talk about put me out of my comfort zone. So
you got it.
Why we want to do that is to engage with everybody, not just in the Shire, in the Grampians, all over the UK, because we can work virtually now, we can work online. So by reaching out, we can help many, many people. So it's called What Does Wellness Mean to You? Now, it's not all about holistic coaches who's going to be there. We've got a property and letting agency coming, talking about finding your dream home, how that would make you feel. We've got a lady coming who has clothing. We've got other people who do events and things, you know, just everything. What makes you feel well? What does wellness mean to you? Because wellness is a very big word over a lot of different areas. So we have one of our speakers with us today, which is Gillian. So yeah, hi. So if you want to meet Gillian in the flesh and online, along with our other 5 coaches, me being one, and like I say, other businesses, I'll drop in again the Eventbrite ticket under here. It's just £10 for the networking, or you may just want to come and hear the information. Even if you don't have a business, it's a good time to find out about who is in the region to reach out to. So I think we're nearly done. Other than talking about the Neslib and the networking is very, very key, and has been through COVID. You know, there's been a lot of reaching out with people, and Neslib was going back in 2015, North East Scotland Ladies and Lads in Business, and just to help, promote and spread the word, we offered out to some members the role of ambassador. So all the ambassador does is help us promote who we are, and they get advantages, they get their logo on the slides, they get mentioned, they get interviews, all this kind of good stuff. So Gillian has very kindly and jumped at that offer and became a Neslib ambassador. So thank you very much for doing that. We will welcome you with open arms. So that means we're going to see more of you at most events. Yeah. So if you're new to networking and you'd like to know more, please get in touch with me. Again, we'll pop some links up in here. If you want to reach out and you've heard anything that you just really think, yes, I need to reach out, please reach out to Gillian or contact me direct and we'll shoot on. So, and unless you've got anything else you want to finish with, Gillian, we're good.
No, I just welcome everybody to come out to the event. It would be lovely to see as many faces. And I think there's going to be some really interesting people talking there. So yeah, I'm excited to hear a few of the speakers too.
Indeed, indeed. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Donna.
We will see you somewhere on location or virtually soon. Take care.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.